Hi everyone, welcome to community game number 11. So I'll introduce the teams. For the allies, we have Joecoolufool playing as Russia, myself playing as the UK, and we have Albritsr playing as the US. I'm sorry if I'm going to butcher some of these names. Albritsr Senior, I'm not sure, so I apologise. For the Axis, we've got Tonigl, Germany, or Tony GL, I don't know, and Gregory playing as Japan. Okay, so UK round one. The first thing I want to just point out before we start is they've brought the original music back, which I'm really happy about. I don't always play this game with the music on. Oftentimes I just have literally just no sound at all in game and just play with like music in the background or a podcast or something. But when I do turn it on, it's nice to have the very original music. Because this game is almost 3 years old now. It came out in 2019. It was July. So yeah, we're almost 3 years old now. But yeah, the last like few seasons, there's been one track when you get into the map screen that's been playing on repeat, and they didn't have the original music for some reason. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's nice to have it back. Even though I don't always listen to it, but still, it's nice to have it there. Anyway, right, let's crack on with the game. So, round one. Do a quick summary. I've got to get used to the players again, so I'm going to just call him Joe. I'm sorry, dude. I'm not going to say your full name every single time. So Joe playing as Russia. Went for a tank build, 1 tank, 6 infantry. So look at the combat. So this went really well for us actually. West Russia, we lost nothing in West Russia, which is huge. That's such a great start. And a slightly worse Ukraine, but we won the battle, which is the main thing. So we did actually take Ukraine, so that's the most important thing. Killed all the German troops in Ukraine. So yeah, a very nice start to be fair. I can't complain about that at all. Very nice. This is Germany, which is Tonigl. What the hell? How? Tony? Can I just call you Tony? Tonigl. I'm butchering the pronunciation of that, I'm sure. I don't know how you intended it to be spoken, but yeah, I'm going to call you Tony, sorry. Tony, 1 bomber, which is annoying straight away. 2 artillery, 7 infantry. And an annoying opening which worked out, which is unfortunate for us. So he took my transport and destroyer in 10, which then obviously makes this sub invincible for round 2. Sorry, this round, I mean, round 1. So, on the back of that, bomber, 5 fighters, and a sub, a fleet dropping into 7 is now completely, well, virtually impossible. So, for me, it's going to be a bit of a fighter support job for the first round or 2, maybe, depending on what happens with the German positions in round 2. We'll see. But yeah, we'll just support West Russia for now. Yeah. So, any combats? Iceland. Yeah, that's interesting as well. That's another annoying move. So I have to deal with this at some point, because obviously he's got a landing spot now for fighters in the North Sea. So I have to take this at some point. Yeah, spare sub around is never going to be fun for us. Karelia, yeah, just normal, just took it lightly. Good job with Egypt as well, or that area. Took Transjordan, no problems, no losses. So yeah, kind of unfortunate for us. Yeah, everything else is pretty much self-explanatory. Lost 1 infantry taken back Ukraine though, which is nice. So did lose something. But yeah, so a fairly nice opening from Germany. They're fairly standard, but actually, yeah, a little bit. I suppose a little bit more risky, but still worked out nicely. Shame for us. So for me, it's gonna be fairly. I mean, yeah, it's pretty much laid out what I've got to do now. It's not too much to decide here, to be fair. So we'll go 2 fighters. We'll go 1 infantry, 2 artillery. So 3 units for India, and then just two fighters to be dropped into UK. Now combat move, I will take this transport out just to avoid any problems. This cruiser, I'll have to probably just pull it back to season 11, probably just to put support, or even 10 actually maybe. So all in on Transjordan, because we have to clear this up. We will try and kill the battleship obviously with our planes. This plane's going to be free to just fly straight over to West Russia, no problems. And then this leaves us the carrier and the cruiser to take out the Japanese transport in 61. I think that's probably going to do us for our combat moves. There's not much else we can do really. Again, I know I can't go for these 2 because I guarantee that they're going to have them on submerged, so there's no point even going down that route. I'm just gonna do it anyway because I'm gonna move to 10 either way, so I might as well just try and test out and see what his defense profile is. Even though I'm guarantee it's submerged, but still we'll go for it anyway because we're moving to the same place. And yeah, that should probably do us. I'm tempted to move another infantry out of India to hit Transjordan, but I don't like doing that. It's so risky. It immediately opens up India for an attack. So I think I'll leave that and just pull the transport away and just force him to draw a fighter away to 33. So I think that should do us. Just double checking. Fingers crossed about Transjordan. I've seen this battle go badly many times before. Yeah, I think we're good. Let's do it. Let's get this one over with. Yep, submerged. So Transjordan. Okay, good start. Very good start. Perfect. That's what we like. Okay, fingers crossed for one round wipe here. Ah, shit. That's gonna hurt. I've got to push on. Killed it, but lost the fighter. That's a shame. That is a shame. Don't like to see that at all. Okay, fingers crossed here then. Okay, no problems yet. Good. Okay. Not too bad, not too bad. One fighter more than I would have liked, but still, the job's been done. So let's put you back in India for now. I always do this now when I land a plane in Persia. Because I was playing a game once and some guy attacked me with these two fighters on the Japanese carrier and took out my plane for free, which is kind of annoying. So I've now, assuming that there's no transport in 61, this is safe to do because India is not vulnerable to attack at all. So yeah, just take out the NTA again. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, cool. So let's put you back into the UK. Let's put you into West Russia. Might as well put you into Canada, or Alaska rather. I'll never be coming back to pick you guys up, unfortunately. Okay. I've been doing this thing recently, actually. I say recently. I used to do this thing where I just put 3 units in Australia. Just pick up the one from New Zealand. It's nice having three units. Is fairly bulky for defense of Australia, so it's quite nice. Makes it that little bit more annoying for the Japanese to attack. Okay, how are we looking? Everything good? Yeah, sorry if I'm a bit slow and rusty as well when we're playing these initial few first rounds, because I've not played much recently, so yeah, it's going to be a bit slow while I get to grips with things, but yeah, we shall do our best. Anyway, I think that's about all we can do, really. I think we're good. Just again, double checking everywhere. Leaving the guy in Bum where he is. Yep, I think we're good. Okay, how are we looking? 155, 162. Cool. Okay, round 2. Let's crack on. So, we're going to go back to round 1 first of all. This is Greg. So 2 artilleries, 1 destroyer, 2 transports. Okay. The destroyer is an interesting choice. Don't often see that on an opening move for Japan. But fair enough. Combat, so we'll quick look. Buryatia, just move forward. Killed my transport in 33, but took a lot with him. Probably unnecessarily. I'm not sure what air forces we had nearby, but yeah, okay, fair enough. 61, killed the cruiser, no losses unfortunately. Yunnan, no losses. 53, went for Pearl, destroyed everything. Lost 1 fire. So fairly average Pearl Harbor there. Anway, no units lost. Burma, no units lost. Okay. Not great for us overall, really. I think we could have... I would have liked to have seen a few more land losses for Japan there. They got away with that pretty much scot-free, to be fair. But, okay, fair enough. And, yeah, cool. Just double check for a second. I thought these transports were in range or something, but not quite. We've got no carrier here, unfortunately, to have a pop. Okay, anyway, on to America. Albritsr. Purchases 1 destroyer, 2 transports, carrier, 2 infantry, so fairly standard. Combat, just a season 10 thing, as we said. Didn't lose the destroyer, which is nice, which I'm going to use for this round because I'm going to need his destroyer in season 7 if I go with what I'm thinking to do. Non-com is just, yeah, fairly standard to move things around. He has put something... Which one's the season? 53. Yeah. He moved the transport to 53 to drop in a few extra the anti-air gun and the infantry. The old TTG move. But this is a little bit more risky in this situation. This is the thing, I don't normally do this when I can get hit in 53 by anything substantial. There's a bomber and, yeah, 2 planes and a carrier that could potentially hit this battleship destroyer and transport. I'm not sure if Greg will do that, but that I'm not. Yeah, the odds I'm not sure. I feel like it should be in favour of Japan, just because they have sort of 4 attacking units versus 2 defending, almost 3 defending. Yeah, so we may lose that depending on how aggressive Japan's feeling. But yeah, we'll see how that plays out. Anyway, on to Russia and Joe. So round 2, 8 infantry, 1 artillery, heavy infantry purchased. Combat, trading, took... Okay, yeah, so I'm just looking at the border. Yeah, so took Ukraine, lost 1 infantry doing it, and took Belarusia. No losses. Cool, on to Germany, round 2, this is Tonigl, or Tony, sorry. There's probably, it's even probably more wrong, but still. 3 artillery, 10 infantry, combat. Blitz through the tank into Sudan, which I'll try and kill in a second, hopefully if I get lucky with the rolls. Egypt, yeah. Ukraine took it back, no losses. Belarusia. Oh, nice, okay. Very nice, 2 infantry. What did he move with, Belarusia? Wow, he went with a bomber and a fighter as well. Wow. That is some poor rolls for the aircraft there. That's very fortunate for us, I'll take that. Awesome. An Archangel. Took the territory, a bit annoyingly actually, that's kind of a pain to deal with, but fair enough. He's got troops moving back, Joe, so he can afford to deal with that. Okay, so on to us anyway. Yeah, there's been a full retreat from Asia. Yeah, I'm not sure if I totally like that or not. Yeah, it's fine, it's fine. I've done the calculations on West Russia for this round, with what I've got spare and everything like that, and we can comfortably hold, assuming he pulls most of the stuff back from Caucasus, including the planes, so we don't necessarily need them down here yet, although I probably should calculate this, to be fair, because there is... Yeah, I'm going to calculate, yeah. I have to calculate that. Well, my biggest flaw coming back to this game so far has been to forget about India, and I've lost India only once, but still it was sloppy on a random rank game, just through sheer, not paying attention. So I'm going to double check this now, and I'll come back in a second. Okay, unless I've missed something. Yeah, 3 infantry should be more than sufficient to defend that very comfortably. So I did a bit of a build before I jumped on, just to kind of plan things out. I've got 2 options here. I can either go for a fleet, which I kind of want to do, or go for another round of aircraft to help out West Russia. Again, that's the thing. I do like having a lot of planes as the UK, just to flick between India and West Russia because they are so useful. But yeah, I kind of think leaving the fleet till round 3 is a little bit late. So I want to be able to obviously support the US in landings across Europe. I think one more round of that is going to be detrimental, particularly if we're going to have to take back Iceland as well. So that's another transport that we need to to use to pick this up for a round. So yeah, I feel like I can kind of have to drop a fleet here maybe. Given that obviously the planes are further inland now, so we can safely drop here. 1, 2, 3, yeah. So just a sub in range, plus the destroyer there hopefully as well. So we'll go destroyer. Oh no, we won't. We'll go transport carrier. I want to borrow the destroyer from Albritsr. I'm not sure where he can hit this round because he's only got 2 transports, and this means obviously he can 1, 2, 3, 4. Safe from these guys, but these guys can obviously hit, as they would be able to anyway, to be fair. So it's going to be a 3 potential attack here, so he can't go north this round. So he may, given the fact there's no... He's got cover in 13 from the sub with this destroyer. And I'm safe as well in 7. So he may go to Morocco for round 2, because obviously going north is a bit too ambitious just yet. We need 3 transports. So maybe round 3 we can think about going north for Norway and Finland and Iceland. But maybe just the time being going to Morocco, get some presence in Egypt, because potentially this could go bad for me. I'm going to go attack Egypt and Sudan, so hopefully we can get some good rolls here. I'm going to be slightly weak in Egypt after the fact because he's got this bomber sitting here. Oh, actually, hang on. Yeah, can't actually have to watch this bomber, to be fair. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, more than safe there. That's fine. At least more than safe than 13. Okay, cool. But just yeah, the counter attack from the Germans could be potentially really bad for me. They could. It's going to be probably 3 units, based on my luck against single infantry units. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm just hoping I can kill the tank. That's going to be the main thing. Because if that tank gets loose in Africa, that's going to be a real pain to deal with. So we'll see. Anyway, I might as well add... No, I'm going to bank the 1 actually. I'm going to bank the 1. Just keep the infantry stacking up. That's fine. So, yeah, we'll go for the transport. I want to have at least 1 thing down, so that can leave us a 3-way attack on these 3. Let's do it. Right, attacking with this. Let's do it. So I'll go all out in Egypt. I'm going to try and kill this tank. I'm really like to kill it. So 2 of my planes in West Russia is going to be more than enough for him to hold it. And 2 obviously going to go onto the carrier. So that's fine. I think actually what Jan used to do, or in that tournament game I play against him, I think he tried to make a point of building a fighter as the UK every so often, and just slowly trickle them into West Russia. I think I might try and do something similar. Once the fleet's down, obviously, I want to destroy of my own as well, probably. So once that's set up, then I can probably think about doing some fighters. Just maybe just sitting on 3 transports just for a bit. Might be just better. 3 transports was fine, just to harass a little bit, with giving us a bit more income to do the extra plane here and there. Anyway, let's focus. So I think that's all I'm going to attack this round. Just Egypt and Sudan. I'm not obviously going to go for Burma because that's way too stacked, and I can't afford to do that. Could do a stupid strafe, but that's yeah. I'm not wasting my time with that. It's just stupid. Okay, I think let's roll. Yep. So I think let's do Sudan first. This is the more important one, I think. Really, this kind of needs to fall. Well, it's going to be a big pain. That sucks. That's exactly what I didn't want to have happen. The question is, what do I do about it? Because like, do I kill the well? I decided just to push on because I just thought, 1, screw it, and 2, if I leave the tank alone, it's going to be able to just counter-attack Egypt with the rest of the troops, so it's going to make this more of a massacre potentially. Assuming we even take this, we might even take it. I'm hoping we will though. Legend. No risk hits. Nice. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Okay, that's not too bad then. That's not too bad. The outcome was the same, just a little bit risky there with the fighter, but we made it work. Right, cruiser. Let's pull this sub into action then. Here's good. Okay, pull you guys back. Fighting can now sit comfortably in, where is this? Equatorial Africa, so it can reach India next round. Let's put 1 fighter into West Russia. 1 here. 2 here, sorry. yeah, really happy about this. That's obviously the best we could have done there. So I'm hoping that's going to be enough to keep these guys away. I mean, I might even look at potentially the US fighter could almost come and help out here. We are well above 90% on this defense. Even like a Russian tank, possibly. We could do some rearranging here to make this as efficient as possible. These three, make them as efficient as possible. I'll think about it. I think we could probably do something about that. Yeah, make it as tight as I could. So I don't really losing this for us is just a real hassle because it gives them access to everything, and we've got no troops really nearby at the moment. The Americans could come in, but again, they want to be focusing on Germany in the north more than anything. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Okay, I think we're good though. That's good. That's good. Yep. Okay, I think we're happy with that. So there we go. How are we looking? 153 plays 168. Okay, too bad. Yeah, I'm just very glad this fight is still alive. That's the main point from this round. Losing that, and especially if we hadn't have killed the tank as well, that would have been just really crappy. But this is much better. So yeah, cool. We're golden here for now. We'll see. Anyway, there we go. That's UK round 2. I'll see you back for round 3. Okay, we're jumping back on for round 3. King's game by 11. So Germany's just gone. I just jumped on after he's finished, so we're cracking straight on with the UK. But we'll have a quick look before we do that at round 2. So Japan, this is Greg. 1 transport, 3 artillery, 3 infantry, 1 tank. He's going for India, which, yeah, I kind of like it as long as we can, well, obviously, as long as we can hold. But yeah, I think we should be okay. I've calculated both West Russia and India for this round, and I think we should be fine in both. India's a little bit dicey. I'd kind of want maybe a Russian fighter to come down, but that's not that practical. I really like to avoid that if possible. But yeah, I think for me it's just going to mean building fighters for the near future, because I've got 2 transports in range sort of now in action. So I think I'll do that and just try and keep helping with fighters. I think that's the best thing I can do right now, because we're under heavy pressure on both of these at the moment. So yeah, we need the fighting numbers up. So combat, Yakut just moved forward, took the Soviet Far East, Sichuan. Yeah, this is all just undefended areas in China. 53 destroyed. Yes, this is the one thing I was worried about, but actually it turned out quite nicely. He destroyed everything we had, but he lost 2 fighters in the process, so that does diminish the attack on India, which is good. And I suppose that battleship, it's nice to have obviously, but it's not necessary. And I think actually on the back of that, it looks like the US players, Albritsr has actually built a destroyer to compensate for that loss, I think, which is probably quite a good idea. So he's got a decent fleet. It's not ideal, but it's decent enough, I think. Combined with my guys, we should be okay if we coordinate things. So yeah, the Japanese are lacking some air power, which is great. They've only got 4 planes currently, which is pretty good. So yeah, hopefully we can obviously match that with our guys. So the key thing for us is going to be to hold West Russia, because I need to be shipping in through West Russia ideally, if we can. Yeah, 2 fighters around, I think, for the foreseeable future. Anyway, yeah, so just those combats, non-com, just moving into position for the attack on India. Again, it's because of the fact I did kill the transport at 61. It's not an ideal India attack. Obviously, if ideally he'd like to have these guys on the mainland, and obviously have a transport here ready to pick up 37's troops on the East Indies, but again, it's still pretty nasty. Anyway, on to Albritsr, round 2, America. 1 transport, 1 destroyer, 1 fighter. So he's actually including some fighter production as well, which is probably a good thing. And 2 artilleries, combats, just bomb Germany for 2 IPC damage, which is pretty nice. Good, and move the fleet into position. Interestingly, he didn't reinforce. I think he must have missed my message on Discord about the destroyer, but in the end it didn't really matter too much. The sub went for the fleet and died, and I didn't take any losses, so that was actually pretty nice. On to round 3. Joe, Russia. Big purchase, 5 infantry, 3 artillery, nice, that's good. Ukraine traded, lost nothing. Archangel traded, lost nothing, cool. And obviously non-com is just reinforcing West Russia. This is Tonigl. I keep saying Tonigl, I just keep saying Tonigl. Tony. 3 artillery, 10 infantry. Belarusia. Would have liked to have seen infantry in Belarus from Russia, because having given the Germans a free walk into Belarus isn't great. Italy. Oh, they attacked. Didn't notice. I didn't even notice that. Wow, okay. So what did we lose? We lost 2 infantry, 1 artillery. So we lost exactly the same, and I have a unit left over, which is perfect. So the German presence in Africa is now completely gone. I'd like to blitz these 2 and then hit Morocco with this transport, but because we're under pressure right now, I think the smarter move is to just get this tank into the action and try and reinforce India, because that might make the difference, you never know. So I'm going to pull it out and just have an infantry marching slowly through North Africa. Ukraine, yeah, we took that and lost an infantry for it. Archangel, we held on, fantastic, that's what we like to see. So we lost 2 infantry there, but they lost 1 infantry, 1 artillery, cool. And obviously season 7, so apart from that, just generally pushing forward to towards Karelia, obviously. Okay, on to us. So we're just scraping by. We've got 2 IPC spare if we keep doing 3 infantry and 2 planes. So as long as we can keep our economy vaguely intact, which it looks like we will be able to for the time being at least, I think we should be able to sustain that quite nicely. Throwing in the odd artillery here and there. I'm going to leave that for now. I'm going to keep banking this just in case we do need that at some point. But just the planes are the main thing for me right now. So yeah, 2 planes. And actually, once we get 2 transports in action, we're going to have to probably think about reinforcing, you know, actually adding more infantry into the mainland as well for troops pickup. But yeah, that's good for now. So I've got 3 targets here with this transport. I've got Iceland, Finland or Norway. I'm going to take Finland because I need these 2 planes to fly into West Russia, and they can't do that if they've attacked Iceland, unfortunately. And I've only got, yeah. The thing is as well, what I'm doing, I'm going to drop this infantry off here, which means I need to defend 13 with a decent number of ships. Basically, it's going to be these 2 cruisers from this bomber. And that means I can't bombard Iceland. So again, I'm going to probably just leave that for the Americans, I think. I'd like to probably give the Americans both of these in a sense, but I guess in a way, actually, I'm protecting their troops by me taking Finland and not him. Yeah, I kind of want the option of the carrier being over here as well. Yeah, I'm going to take Finland. So just do it lightly, I think. We'll just do it... Yeah, we'll just do it lightly. I've got to preserve my troops on the mainland a little bit. Yeah, it's good. Shall we call Blitz anyway? We could almost strafe this if we had a plane in range, but we don't, unfortunately. If we had 1 plane, maybe we could have strafed this, because there's a good number there. Could have killed like 3 or 4 for maybe 2 or 3 losses, possibly. Anyway, that's fine. So, yeah, I think we're okay with that. About what we can do. Okay, let's defend this, guys. Move you guys over, move you guys down. Forward, forward. You think I can do this guy? Probably not. Got 2 destroyers in Ireland, so I don't think I'm going to be able to achieve much of this sub. I'll keep it nearby, but yeah, it's not going to be able to do much. Keep it in 44 for now. Yes, obviously we're... Yeah, okay, cool, that's fine. I really hope he doesn't kill this. It would be a weird attack to go for, very weird for the Germans, but I hope he doesn't kill this infantry. I do want to take these very quickly, if we can. I think that's pretty much all we can do, really. Up north is fine as well. I mean, there's potential here to possibly... I kind of want to pick up these troops, actually. At least, should I pick up the tank? Just to save us here, I could go... Because this transport's not going to be in range of anything anyway. I can't... All I can hit is these two. And it's just not worth it. The fighters are going to be too nearby, the bombers are going to be nearby. We've not got enough fleet to defend too many seasons, so if I go for the... Yeah, pick up a tank. Yeah, that's good, that's good. That instead. Okay, I think that looks good to me. So we'll deploy directly into UK because we can go 1, 2, 3, 4 into West Russia, and 3 here. That's cool. How are we looking? 169, 178, not far off. Okay, so he's got 4 transports worth, so kill Iceland, drop the main lads off over there probably, and ship in. Okay, cool. So yeah, not too bad. As long as we can just stabilise and get the fighters and things flowing through, we should be okay. So I think, yeah, for the time being, we'll stick on 2 transports for now. And just try and maintain fighter production just to get our numbers up. And once we feel a bit more secure, then we can obviously think about adding some more transports. But yeah, sounds good for now anyway. There we go, that's UK 3. I'll see you back for UK 4. Okay, so let's go back to Greg, round 3, Japan. Complex purchase from Manchuria, 2 artillery, 5 infantry for his transports. It looks like he's swinging north, actually, after the initial pressure against India, which is, yeah, I guess better for me in a sense, but not as good for Russia. Yeah, so a bit of a swing. He's not land grabbing just yet, which is good also. So as of now, he hasn't got Australia or anything yet. He's not pushing for, yeah. That's quite good for us, actually, I think. Well, he can't do everything at once, I suppose. I think I'd rather personally go for land, get the ships moving at least towards, you know, towards land things, then do a complex later. But I guess it's fair enough. It's all preference, I suppose. I might be hitting this actually because there is 4 units that I might go with, like 3 land units and my planes. Try and strafe that, or even kill it potentially. Got to be a little bit careful about overcommitting though, because there is still obviously an option. They've still got 4 transports waiting to hit, so I can't go too heavy there. I'm probably going to have to calculate West Russia here and India. Should I go for this? I need to know we're safe. I've done a build. Anyway, I'll get to that in a second. We'll do that later. Anyway, so yeah, Japan. So going back for Russia. The US, Albritsr. 2 transports, 1 infantry, 1 bomber. Okay, 1 artillery. Nice. Bomber, eh? Bit of a... I'll just say, we've not been discussing the strategies too much. Well, to be fair, at all, really. In the background, we're just sort of playing and leaving the occasional note for each other here and there. So we've agreed to go KGF, though. Obviously, that's round 4, but still. We agreed to go KGF, but the specifics and we've not really gone too much into. So we're just sort of playing as we were, but the idea is fairly simple, to be fair. We know what we're doing. It's just little things. I think things like this is a bit of a mistake. We don't want to have... I'm going to leave a note about this in a second, but we don't want to have too many US troops in Finland, because this is a really nice strafe opportunity for the Germans to kill some Americans for free. So we want to be stacking Norway initially with a unit buffer in Finland, which I'm happy to provide. Let the Americans grow numbers in Norway, because yeah, this is a potential strafe, so I have to make a note of that. Combat, so landed in Norway. Iceland, took it back, nice. Good. And bits of movement here and there. Round 4, Russia. Joe, 7 infantry, 1 artillery, combat. Novo, ooh, destroyed 4 infantry, wow, okay, cool. there will be a counter-attack, I assume. But decent trade, I suppose. Ukraine destroyed the artillery, lost nothing, good. And Belarus, 1-for-1, but we took the territory. That's the main thing, cool. Germany, this is Tony. 1 fighter, 1 artillery, 9 infantry. Ukraine, took it back, no losses, took it back, no losses, and took the territory. No losses, damn. Okay, fairly convincing from Germany then, to be fair. Okay, yeah, so what I'm going to do quickly now, I'm going to do some calculations on the West Russia fight and India and just make my plan for this round. Back in a second. Okay, I had a bit of a look. I actually realised that I can't accurately calculate Germany because I'm not sure exactly what Joe's going to hit, as in Ukraine, Belarus, Archangel. I think he's going to have to take Archangel just to avoid a blitz through, obviously. Cheeky blitz with the tanks. Again, we're not sure what's going to happen here either, so we can't exactly tell what's going to be left over. So I've just calculated India, though. India is pretty much secure at this point. Even if this battle here goes badly, there's so few Japanese planes. To be fair, there's only 3 fighters, which is actually really nice for us. And 1 bomber, obviously. But yeah, there's not a lot of pressure. I can even afford to move one of my fighters out of India and go for West Russia. So I think I'll do that. I think I'll move all 3 in here, to be fair. In America, Albritsr has promised 2 fighters as well from, I'm assuming, from this fleet over here. So yeah, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. So West Russia should have a lot more fighters incoming. I've done my build already here. We've gone for 2 planes again. We're sticking with our 2 transport system for now. I've done 2 infantry, 2 artillery, so I'll probably put the artillery maybe here. Gives a bit more hitting power against Japanese. Yeah, that looks good. Let's go for that. So attack-wise, I think we'll just do the slight snag here. Actually, I think I can't use all 3 planes because I'm going to fly one over to West Russia here. Move you forward as well. Yeah, so 2 planes plus. We could potentially just go all. Is that? Ooh, it feels a little bit scary. Feels a little bit scary. Might swap out one of the artilleries here. I think I'd rather actually. Yeah, hitting 3 here would be nice. Hitting 3 would be really nice, actually. Assuming he hit like maybe 2 or possibly 1 back would be an ideal strafe. Because pushing forward here is a bit. If he changes his tune and comes back at me, it could be a slight bit of bother. Yeah, I'm less less convinced about this actually, to be fair. Oh god, I'm just gonna risk it. I'm gonna pray for a 3. Pray for 3 hits and 2 or less hits back. That's what I'm gonna go for. Right, okay, cool. And everything else looks, I think, fine. We're not gonna do anything else with this. Yeah, no more attacks being made. Cool. Okay. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Not 4 hits, please. I want 2 and 1. 1 and 1, okay. I didn't kill it at least, so less than 2? Okay, well. It was a profit. It was a profit, so I will take that. I will take that. God, those kind of strikes are scary though. But yeah. Alright, 3 over there. West Russia tank into India. Get you into 7, you into 10. Let's grab some more boys. I'm actually going to go to Norway here because I don't want to drop 2 of my troops into Finland. We'll swap the infantry and artillery over, assuming he doesn't attack. Yeah, I think we're good. That's attacked. This can't really do much with anyway. I might just send him north, just try and maybe catch the Japanese out. Yep. I think we are good. Yeah, let's get 2 artillery down here actually. Oops. Okay, how are we looking? After my go, 192. Oh, we're actually tied. Okay, cool. 192, 192. And in theory, I suppose, actually, because there's 2 nations to go, we're actually ahead here. Because the Americans have got 46 to spend, Japanese have got 40. So actually, it looks quite good for us. Cool, okay, but yeah, going okay. It's a little bit iffy here. I think the more fighters, the better. I think we are stabilising now. The American fleet's got involved. We're getting some troops on land, cleaning up the rest of Africa. So yeah, not too bad. I'm happy carrying on with fighter production for now. We've got 2 transports about to be in action, so we could even just drop down to 1 fighter as long as we keep flowing some troops or flying some fighters over. That's the main thing. But hi everyone, welcome back to round 5. And disaster has struck the Allied side. So we'll just quickly go through it. What would we do? Yeah, round 4, Japan. So 1 artillery, 8 infantry, 1 bomber. And we know now he's going obviously full for Russia. Combat, did a bombing raid on Russia, 5 IPC, pretty nice. Walked into Vologda and took Kazakh with no losses with a decent amount of troops. So he had 7 troops. So we had 8 units bordering, I believe, with the Vologda guy and Kazakh. Now the issue was for us, Joe came into Discord and said that the West Russia was going to fall because he didn't have enough troops, and that he had to use the troops he had to kill the Japanese troops, which was the problem, I think, because what he ended up doing was leaving the Germans with, like, I think it was a 90-something plus chance of taking West Russia, which is, you know, pretty devastating. I think that the priorities there for Joe were definitely wrong. Because if we lose West Russia like that, then the game's already lost. It doesn't matter what's happened with Japan, we've already lost. So we had to at least make sure West Russia was secure before thinking about the Japanese forces. And the things as well, we knew they were going for for Russia. So these 3 fights, I think, were pretty much free to move. I've not done the odds, but I think we should be okay here. Or at least we could have wiggled around and we could have flown some guys in or sorted out anyway. Because I don't think they had, what, 8 land. So yeah, it would have been 8 land and 4 planes, 3 fighters and 1 bomber. This bomber's not in range. And we could have defended against that because he would have probably deployed everything in Moscow, which would have been what? By round 4? Round 5? Yeah, so he could have... Even here as well, he's deployed... I just noticed he's deployed round 5 into the Caucasus. I mean... Russia's under threat, so that's not a realistic deployment. But yeah, so we could have defended against the Japanese force. We would have had 8 infantry, or at least 8 units here, plus the fighters. So we would have been able to match the Japanese basically. So Moscow itself was not actually, you know, critically under threat. So I think we could have done this, especially moving the tanks out of West Russia. That's pretty brutal. So yeah, we got massacred in West Russia. So, on to the Americans anyway. We'll just quickly cover Albritz's move. So, round 4. 1 destroyer, 2 transports, 8 infantry. Combat bombed Germany and took France. Yeah, just some movement around the board, really. So yeah, as I said, this is not the greatest move. I don't like this at all. Again, I'm not sure. There's a few bits of... This as well. This infantry. I noticed that the earlier game he put an infantry into Novo, which I don't think is very optimal with the Americans, because normally you'll have 2 infantry spare from Asia after the first round, assuming the Japanese have got really lucky. So you'll have 2 infantry to spare. Now those units are quite valuable at the start because you won't get more land units on the mainland as the Americans for a while, at least in like a very critical position like the Caucasus or this area. So having them there is really useful because you will have planes nearby, so you could potentially trade something really important if you need to. Having them simply defending one of these bordering things, I don't think is using them optimally. I think Russia should defend this because, again, that's their job. But I think the US infantry are far more useful, in a more critical position. And they can be used when if they need to be used for a nice trade here and there, if they're needed. But I just noticed here that this was sitting in the Caucasus, which again we were struggling to cover Moscow, sorry, West Russia, and there's some infantry here that should have been sitting in there 2 rounds ago, which is kind of a shame. Again, I think some of these fighter deployments, I'm not sure where these all fighters came from. I feel like if there was 2 on the carrier, I'm assuming these 2 moved over from here, maybe. I'm speculating. This is around 4, so non-coms from Morocco. Yeah, so the way to do this would have been to, so there was 2 I think already here, 2 fighters, I'm assuming. So instead of putting these 4 like this, he should have from the Moroccan guys, they should have either gone to Caucasus, or I think that there was a lot more German aircraft in Karelia. So what should have happened? He should have swapped these 2 out, so these 2 out for these 2. So these 2 would have flown into Russia, and then these 2 would have covered the fleet. As it is now, we've got these kind of these are still performing a function, well they were at least. These 2 are now pretty much useless. Whereas if they're in Russia now, we could have had a, or West Russia. Those 2 more planes could have been used. Anyway, so yeah, we get on to what we're doing. Round 5. Joe, 7 land units purchased. Did a bit of Russia repair. Yeah, went pretty heavy on the. What did he move with actually? Yeah, very heavy on the Kazakh attack. And yeah, again, heavy on Vologda. 1 infantry, I think he probably could have just. Archangel was Archangel was a priority because there was tanks available to blitz into Russia and Moscow, so that was the right move. I think probably just that, maybe just actually trading Vologda and Archangel, and not going for Kazakh at all and just defending against it. It's probably the better way to go. Combat lost a few bits and bobs, but yeah, that was Russia's go. So yeah, West Russia was left very much vulnerable, and I was hoping that Tonigl, however you say that name, wouldn't notice. That was already a hope that he didn't notice, but obviously he seems to be fairly competent, so I think it was unlikely that he was going to miss that, which he didn't, obviously. 3 artillery, 8 infantry, combat, West Russia. What do we lose then? That's the stats. Destroyed 24 infantry, 1 artillery, 7 fighters, most of which were mine. Poor lads, massacred. 2 anti-aircraft guns. Anti-aircraft. And lost 2 fighters. Probably just in the initial. Actually, we've got good rolls in the anti-air gun. Took out 2 planes, pretty decent, and 21 infantry. But that's well worth the price of having the entire Allied defence from Moscow dead. He's got 9 tanks available. We still have a decent amount of infantry left. We can't hit this back with Russia. There's no counter-attack options. So now Caucasus are definitely open. And he's got more infantry, obviously storming through. Yeah, he's definitely. He definitely went for heavy German defence. Berlin defence here. I think it was a bit. We don't really have the manpower to hit this hard. I think I would have expected a few more infantry still moving out towards Moscow, but yeah, that's fine. So yeah, just a few bits and bobs, a few planes here and there. Yeah, again, I'm surprised these 2 fighters as well are not in range of Moscow, because there is a potential kill move here with hitting Moscow. Because the thing is, he's overcommitted here, obviously. A lot of troops. The Japanese now free to completely wipe this out, which leaves, and he may even go for like infantry against this tank as well with some air. Yeah, if I was him, I'd go infantry against the tank with air support. Kill this with your infantry. Maybe 1 plane here to kill these guys. So actually, the only thing left in Moscow is going to be these guys that move back in, and then also the reinforcements from the deployment, and then it's going to be onto Germany. So Germany would look fairly strong if they'd have put the planes here. I'm not sure. I'm not going to do the odds now, but it might have been a victory for, or at least a Moscow capture for Germany. But no, I'm not going to bother doing the math. So for me, I mean, it's what's the game right now? 155, 179. Russia's been decimated. They've got no planes left. They're about to lose a lot. They're going to have very few numbers numbers of troops on the ground at all. We're not really in a state at the moment as well. We're not really fully mobilised. I think obviously it's going to mean for us I need to get straight up to 4 transports, definitely. So we'll just do quickly 1, 2, 3. Maybe just do it gently. We'll do it slowly. So we're going to need 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and maybe an anti-air gun. So we'll do it gradually. We'll do 1 transport first. Get up to 3, then if we can afford it, we'll get up to 4 as well, because we've still got to deploy in India as well. Okay, that's good. I think my game plan. We've got 2 fighters now spare, which I can't really do too much with just yet. Obviously, we've lost our landing spot in Europe, so we're gonna have to possibly in mainland Europe. So we'll have to just fly onto the carriers for now, maybe, or yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Okay, I think the main thing for me, obviously, now is just reinforcing Moscow. So these 2 fighters are obviously going to fly up, regardless. I mean, do I just abandon India at this point? I'm not going to bother asking my allies, because it's yeah. I think the communication side of this game is already gone. So I think I'll forget that. I'll play on my own now. just carry on. I think I feel like pulling out and just doing like a crazy defense of Moscow. Just have some fun. Yeah. I feel like we have to, actually. I think we have to. Because I want to be able to hit these Japanese troops as well. Yeah, I need to move out. I just noticed, yeah, just thinking these 10 infantry are coming forward as well. It's going to be... We've got no numbers nearby. Okay, fair enough. We'll do... we'll just go for it. We'll pull everyone out. Screw it. Attacking moves, I will try and take Karelia now. 1, 2, 3... Okay, that's fine. Land them back into Finland. So actually, it turned out that because of the West Russian move, this actually isn't too bad now, because we've got guys nearby to push forward a bit. Not that we can. Well, I think the German player will probably go for Moscow if he has the chance. I think that's fairly obvious. So we might actually be safe just stacking Karelia, because the bigger prize is, is Moscow itself. Okay, I think that's what I want to do. No point pushing out against Burma because we're in full retreat now. So. Okay. Oh, nice. Nice clean Karelia. Cool. Yep. Let's clean you guys up. Cool. Let's fly you over. Do I go to Caucasus with this guy? Probably not, actually. I'm going to pull him, but I'll move him with the main force, because we'll probably have to attack something here. Germany, if the odds, I'm not sure. They'll obviously not attack. Well, they may do, depending on the odds, but I would expect them to possibly wait for these 10 to come through, and also put these 2 planes into range, and maybe even they might build some bombers for 1 round, and just give themselves the best chances to take it. So this is us this round. Germany get in position next round. So yeah, we can't actually help out too much. We can sort of slow down Japan, but when the bulk of the German forces arrive, we won't be there to help them out. We can possibly, I don't even think we can dead zone. We can't even dead zone Caucasus, to be fair, because we've got main infantry. That's the problem with the India stack. It's a little too. You can't always afford a lot of artillery. We've got a few and a tank, but not much else. Okay, I think that'll do it. Just think this sub to 64. Not that it will matter too much. Okay. In fact, I probably should have thought, actually, I'm not going to be actually in India this round, so I should have made the decision to go before I made the purchases, because actually it's going to throw us off a bit. We could have used some more guys up here. In fact, I could still deploy. How many have I bought? Like, yeah, I can deploy them. I can drop 1 infantry in India. Okay, that's fair enough. Okay, 1 there, and we'll deploy the rest of it. Okay, welcome back to round 6. Let's have a quick jump back at round 5. Japan, Greg, I believe. 1 transport, 3 artillery, 6 infantry, 1 tank. Yeah. India's obviously fallen now. I'm just not sure exactly what to do with my troops. I've got a lot of options here. Because actually the Russian situation isn't as bad. I think Albritsr mentioned Germany had quite a bad round. So actually the German situation here isn't looking as bad as it initially did when we lost West Russia. Yeah, I almost want to go back to India in a second, in a way, but I think I'm not sure I could hold it. I'm not sure. It's risky. I really want to trade these 2 for Russia. This is going to be quite important. But taking India's nice. I think I may just sit in Kazakh. I might just move the entire stack out to Kazakh and trade the Caucasus. And just come back to support Russia. And just hopefully we can hold on against, make a new sort of choke point, you know, beyond India, which isn't ideal. But the West Russia move was so... It's crippled us so badly. I think we've just got to take what we can get here, to be fair. I think maybe going back to India now is slightly too ambitious. Okay, we're going to go for 5 infantry, which will be enough to fill up because we've got an excess of 1 unit in the UK, so that'll be enough for 3 transports and plus 2 fighters. So actually, IPC-wise, this has worked out pretty much perfect. Let's do 5 and 2. Combat moves, I'm going to do a few things with the tanks. I'm going to try and hit this with this. Blitz this through to Moscow, and then this guy's free to take Baltic. Yeah, I'm really not sure. Oh, piss off. I'm really not sure what is the best move here. I've got 3 targets. I'm really not sure what the best move is. I think theoretically, if we moved back in and didn't trade these, then we could probably hold India, but trading for the Russians is extremely hard right now because they've got no planes left, so they kind of need me, initially at least, to do some trading for them. So I think I'm going to just stick with my initial plan. I'm going to go 1, 2, and I'll go all in here, I think. Oh, just -1. There we go. Oh, get lost. Right, 1, 2. Rest there. There we go, let's do that. So trading a few things here for the Russians. I'd like to take Northwestern. Is that an option? I feel like it should be. 8. It's going to give us, what, 15? Plus... Let me just double check the odds here, because I think I'd like to take Western here as well, because the more land we trade with Germany, the better for us. Because they've got a limited air force, definitely. So... let me just double check that. Yeah, it's a bit tight. We can hold it comfortably, provided that the Americans drop in these 2 fighters as well. So yeah, it's not ideal if I take Northwestern. It makes it a bit more dicey. But to be fair, it's not even a guarantee if they do take this. So I'm gonna go. Fuck it. I'm taking Northwestern. Screw it. It makes it that Northwestern's not going to get traded pretty much, or if they can't take everything. So yeah, I like it. Let's do that. Okay, I think that's probably good for us. I think we should be safe here. There's only what 8 units bordering plus planes. Bit risky. But yeah, we'll go for it. We have an anti-air gun nearby, so we should hopefully kill more Japanese planes if they do go for it. See how our luck is. Nice if we can get all the trades here properly. That's good for a start. Okay, just the Caucasus is the main question. Hopefully no losses here. Perfect. Okay, that's cool then. The Caucasus is the easiest to fight of them all, so this should be okay now. Okay, that's a little bit scary. Please don't hit me. Okay, oof, nice. Okay, good trades. Good trades. blitz you through. I was going to actually blitz that through to... Oops. What am I doing? I was going to blitz it through to Moscow, but I think I'd rather keep it in the units here, actually. Moscow doesn't need it necessarily. So yeah, let's do that instead. Bring these guys down. Anything else we can do? Sub here. Actually missed that, but doesn't matter anyway, I've got to pull it out. No, let's not go to 65, let's go to 52, I think. A bit more flexibility. Okay, so we've still got a few units up here to trade, assuming the Germans don't go back to Karelia. But yeah, to be fair, actually, it's looking... After the initial disaster that was West Russia, it's looking better now, because I think the Germans, in a way, did burn themselves out slightly. The plane situation was bad. Did Germany lose some planes? I just realised I forgot to go back to look at round 5 for Germany. Or round 6, rather, sorry. Okay, we held France, which was good. Oh, we killed 6 units for 2. That's really good. Really good. Whoa, that's... Oh my goodness. That's the killer. That's the killer. That is the killer. I'm glad I actually made sure I looked at the war diary here. That's crazy. I did think he would go for it, because he did leave it vaguely, you know, weak, but that's the problem with going for fleet as the Germans. It can go badly, and that he didn't get the dice rolls, so he lost 2 fighters in the bomber for 3 destroyers, which is, in any world, a terrible trade for the Germans. So that may have actually swung the game back in our favour, in a sense, because that's huge. That's huge. Yeah, half their power to trade now with aircraft has been lost for a really, really bad attack. That's insane. Wow. Wow. Okay, so they did a strafe on Karelia as well, which makes sense. But yeah, there's not much we can do about that. I have to move forward here. But yeah, that season 8, that's crazy. So that may actually give us an edge back on Germany now. And the way the board's looking now, the limited trading power of the aircraft, that's crazy. Wow. We needed that after the absolute disaster was West Russia. We needed that, definitely, to give us any kind of chance. I still think that the reaction to move out India, I still think was the right move, because it looked very dire, particularly with all the planes nearby. But some bad round from Germany puts us in a bit of a better spot. So actually, in hindsight, I probably could have stayed in India happily, very happily. But obviously, I didn't know that last time, so I still agree with my move before. But yeah, whatever. It's just going to mean we're going to be able to trade against the Japanese a little bit more. We've lost some ground, but I think we might have to contest Africa, though, because I expect the Japanese to move out and start trading all this kind of stuff very quickly. So I think the Americans are going to have to get involved. Possibly me too, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But interesting game, though. It's sort of kicked off a bit now. I was a bit frustrated last round when this happened, because it's rather sloppy play, but yeah, it looks like we've been rewarded on the German round 6, so there we go. Anyway, that's UK round 6. I'll just finish my moves, got I think we're all good here. So I should deploy straight to the carry, to be fair. There you go, 37 to spend. How are we looking now? 164 plays 171, so they're still ahead, but yeah, national production's obviously for the time being way down for Germany, which is nice. So just going to try and keep the Japanese under control. There we go. I'll see you back for round 7. Okay, hi everyone, welcome back to round 7. So, Greg, Japan. Round 6, 1 transport, 2 artilleries, 10 infantry. Combat, Archangel walked in, Vlogda walked in, Rhodesia. Okay. Yep. So we're gonna have to counter this this round. I guess it's probably us who should be doing it, because we obviously want the Americans stacking and building strength against the Germans. So I'll drop some boys off down here, provided we can actually get away with that. I think we should be able to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't see a way of these getting there. 1, 2, no. Maybe we should find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, no chance. So I'll drop some lads off down in Africa just to kind of counter this move by the Japanese. Kazakh, big attack here actually. Soviet. I guess it counts it as what territory is, what nation controls the territory, because there wasn't any. I don't believe there was any Soviet troops on the on Kazakh, but still. So we lost 9 infantry, 1 artillery. They lost. Oh, Jesus Christ! 2 fighters, 4 infantry, 3 artillery. That's a huge win for us then. That's a huge win. So what's the Japanese got left in terms of air power? They've got 2 bombers and a fighter. Jesus. Wow. Okay. The Axis Air Force is looking really, really demoralised because they had that. Germany had that big loss against the fleet in season 8. The Japanese just lost 2 fighters against these guys, and I think the Japanese anyway had a bad start. I believe. I think they were lucky. I think they lost a few fighters early in the game. I believe. So yeah, the air power here is not too threatening, which is good for our fleet anyway. We can be a little bit more aggressive, I suppose. So yeah, I'm just debating what to attack this round, but we'll get to that in a second. Yeah, so not a great round for the Japanese, but apart from, yeah, still moving forward in some areas. So, Albritsr, 1 fighter, 7 infantry, 1 complex. I'm assuming for, oh yeah, France. Nice. Nice bombing. What did he move with? Yeah, 2 bombers went to Berlin, bombed it. 11 IPC damage, that's really nice. I think the play from those guys is just to stack France. I'll try and support that if I can. So round 7, Joe, 6 infantry, repaired some damage, combat, captured Novo via a blitz. Yep, it's a good idea not to stick around with any main troops. We need all the troops in Moscow. Fairly standard for Joe. Tony, it's 2 artilleries, 5 infantry, repaired the 13 damage. So I only dropped 7 troops total, that was just quite nice. Caucasus took it back, no units lost. Belarusia took it, no units, and Baltic states. Damn, okay. So no return fire from us there, unfortunately, but that's fine. So on to me. I've done the calculations for France, assuming I move out, because I'm not sure about the logistics here. Seem to be quite poor. I'm not sure why there's only 5 troops here and only 6. This is not ideal logistics whatsoever. But it's enough to hold the German. We can hold this even without I move out with all my fighters and troops. We can still hold this to a 50% at worst. And the Germans aren't going to take a 50% battle against France. That's just not going to happen. If he does, that'd be extremely ballsy. But we could always punish it after we could just retake it. So I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, obviously I'm just getting into 4. I've done my build already. I've done 1 transport. I could probably afford a tank here, to be fair, because I think I am going to be maxing out my deployment. 31 to spend. National production. Yeah. So each round we're actually going to be having more to spend. So I'm going to drop some. Yeah, I'll get some tanks here, trying to spend a bit of cash because we're going to struggle. We've only got the 1 deployment zone, so we're going to struggle to spend everything. Actually, I might as well just go the whole hog. Why not? Yeah, we're going to struggle to spend everything we can. I suppose what we could do in a sense is we could possibly bank this and keep landing a fighter per round, maybe, but I'm not sure. The problem with getting. Yeah, the problem with fighters at this point is it's going to take a while to get there. That would be useful. I think what I might do then is, let's just cancel this. Let's get that maybe. Do that instead. So there's enough for, well, essentially 3 transports pretty much. I could include this anti-air gun, which I think I will do actually. I will drop it off. So yeah, I think I might fly 1 plane to Iceland to then go to 1, 2, 3, 4 back to Russia. I want to send 1 down south as well to help with the trading against these Japanese troops, just so we can have a bit more. It's gonna be purely infantry I'm sending down here, so I need some kind of heavy hitter unit to do some damage for me. Okay, I think that looks okay. It's a bit more expensive this round, so we're dropping a transport as well to get up to 4, so I won't always do all this. But yeah, let's go with that. Combat. So I'm going to take Italy. I kind of want to slow down the Japanese advance, if I'm honest, but I've not done the odds for this. just do a quick rundown. So we've got 18. Yeah, this looks very solid so far. Well, not very solid because the Japanese are moving in fast, but I think against the Germans at least, I think we've got the odds here because we've got 20, 22. Yeah, pretty nice. 29 versus, what's this? 13. Yeah, 21 at best. These players, yeah, so cool. I'm free to move down, so I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 maybe. Go 1, 2. Try and slow this Japanese advance down a bit. Bring these guys in with 1 support. Maybe just go for. We are lacking. The problem with this is we're using all the remaining ground troops now to do this. But I guess we're just buying time for ourselves to go against Germany. So. So we'll take Archangel with all we can infantry-wise. I want to take Volodya as well. Let's do this. Try and take it. Been fortunate to lose a tank there, but we'll see what we can do. I'll just roll this tank into Moscow, so we've got 1 more unit to trade with the next round. And hopefully the Germans don't go for this as well, because I'd like to have those 2 infantry in Moscow to trade with. So we'll see. This guy's going to move up to Transjordan. I think that should be about it, really. I'm not trading the Caucasus, Joe mentioned, which is probably quite a fair point to be fair. If we trade this now and the Germans decide not to take it back, which is likely because they've got limited troops at the front line and there's a very, very small trickle of troops coming through to the front line, so they don't really want to be trading. They may just leave this for the Japanese, who can afford to deploy here. So if we have this gets controlled by the Japanese, that's a really bad thing for us. So leaving it under Germany's control is probably a good thing. So I will leave that. That's probably a good idea. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. Hopefully get lucky here. Just trying to slow the Japanese down. That's what I'm doing. Kill a few units here. Why not? Well, I've got the odds, so let's do it. Not too bad either. Good start. Cool. Persia is ours. Nice, nice, nice. Archangel. That's annoying. That's even more annoying. Bit late for that, guys. God, lost 1 more than I needed to there. That's just frustrating. Okay, Volodya. Don't die, don't die. God's sake, don't die. Okay. It's giving me like PTSD. Right, fly you guys back up here. I'm gonna go 1 here, 1 down south. With I have worked out I don't actually need to do anything here, so I'm gonna drop all my 6 lads off down south because I can. You're fine there. Let's go. Okay, I'm not really too fussed about the Japanese rolling through here. They're gonna take these anyway, so I might as well just save my troops up here. We need an anti-air gun in Moscow as well. We've got no anti-air gun, so having mine is quite valuable actually, because we need to have some kind of threat against the Axis Air Force. Ooh, they're trying to sneak you up north. Although we can get blocked here. If you move to 59, we can get killed, but yeah, I guess we should try and play properly. I guess we couldn't have to 45. We'll head down here now and try and threaten these transports a little bit. Yeah, you're all good there. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, I think we're good. So fight on the carrier transport. Bosh. There we go. So 167 plays 171. Okay, let's look at the income. So actually, the US has still got more income. I think largely down to just controlling France than the Japanese, which is really good. So we can hold on to that would be great. Germany, as it stands, has got 28 national production compared to my 35, which is pretty good. Obviously, the Russians are ticking over with 16, but there we go. But yeah, I've got some presence now in Africa, so I can fight this off, hopefully. Just had a really scary thought I'd left this undefended, but I think we're okay. Please say we're okay. There's always a bomber somewhere that you don't see, and then it just wrecks your day. I am fairly sure I've counted this properly though, because yeah, but we should be fine. Yeah, cool. So on to Japanese. I will say that Joe mentioned in the Discord that he thinks we can win this in a few rounds, which I have to say I completely disagree with. I don't see us winning this in a few rounds at all, because the Germans are still they're yet to pull back from Moscow. They've still got all these troops that can head back to Berlin with, and we're not ready to attack at all. We'll get absolute. There's very few American troops here so far, and we get decimated. It's gonna be quite a while before we can muster the strength to actually attack, and by then the Japanese are gonna be, really rolling on Moscow. So it's not going to be a short one. This we've got a lot of rounds to go, but we are hanging in there, which is more than I thought. I think a few lucky rolls for us with the Germans and the Japanese, actually, to be fair, has kept us in this game. So it's a bit better than I expected, but there we go. That's round 7 for me. I'll see you back for round 8. Okay, jump back on for round 8 UK. So let's just quickly have a look at Greg round 7. Oof, Jesus Christ. They've got a bit to spend, haven't they? Oh yeah, 52. Damn it. That is quite a lot of units. So 6 artillery, 8 infantry. Bombed Russia. Egypt's taken. They've landed in Africa. Or I think, they've moved to Africa. They're spreading out for Africa, rather. Yeah, that as well. Kazakh with a few units. Actually, that's a bit nasty. I don't think I'm going to do anything about the Japanese forces. I think I'm going to probably focus on the German forces, I think. Just fuck that up as well. Okay. And Persia with everything. So, yeah, we can't. I'd love to walk into the Caucasus, but obviously this is just a trap from the Axis, because if we take it, then Japan's going to waltz right in, and this will be such a nice staging area for an attack on Moscow. So this needs to stay German, unfortunately, even though it is valuable, but we couldn't hold it if we wanted to. But I'm just thinking, is it possible? No, probably not. Just wonder if it's possible even for Russia to hold this for a second, but inevitably they're going to get pushed off it, and it'll become Japanese. But yeah, we could probably negotiate in a way that we could hold this with Russia for like a good few rounds, whilst also just defending Moscow. But yeah, it's a bit risky. Anyway, on to Albritsr, round 7. 1 bomber, 3 artillery, 6 infantry, 1 tank. Combat, bombed. The bombing's nice. We've got 3 bombers now up and running with another one on the way, so this is actually quite nice. We're starting to bleed Germany a little bit. Baltic states, yeah, we took it. Destroyed 1, lost 1. Fair enough. Round 8. Joe, 5 units, and just nothing to say apart from the move, just mobilised into Russia, which is fair enough. Tony, 7 infantry, which is nice. We're limiting them to 7 units per round, because I think round 7 was the same. Yeah, 7 this round. So cool. We're limiting them so far to 7 units per turn, which is pretty cool. What's their income like? They're on a 34, but the complex repair is so much that it's they can't afford to put much down, which is fantastic. So really, very little's getting through to the front line. And actually, he did choose to move away from Moscow. I think it was this round. Quickly go to non-coms. Yeah, see, he pulled tanks back. So he's moved out West Russia now, which is promising. At least we can trade off a few more things, which is good. But obviously, we are a ways away from threatening Russia, and he knows that with the tanks moving back. But anyway, so 3 fighters moved to Germany. Fair enough. Yeah, they're just pulling back across the board. So on to me. I've done a bit of a build already. It worked out quite nicely, unintentionally, but it worked out quite nicely that we're going to have 3 transports worth of troops to deploy this round, because actually I want to take one of these guys down and take South Africa. Just because it's going to take 3 turns to get there normally, and I can get there now with this this fighter support as well. So I'm going to do that. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that the fastest way? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it is. It feels like that bomber should be able to hit me here comfortably and land back in Rhodesia. 1, 2. Oh, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I think we are safe. I'm going to assume we are safe and go for it. But I wouldn't be surprised if we do get hit there. So anyway, I've gone for another 3 transport build with another fighter. So we're going to keep the flow of troops, throw of fighters, sorry, into Moscow. So let's go with that. Yeah, it does mean we're going to have to leave this. I can't take Egypt. I think I'd rather go for South Africa, to be honest. So we'll do this. Hit that. We'll also go for this as well. We'll go 1. Kind of want to use my. Let's go here. Actually, oops. Can't use the fighter, so hopefully we take this. And anything else we can do here? I think it's just going to be a case of possibly going 1 and then. Oh, that's dangerous. 2. So if we go like this is a risk if we get unlucky with the rolls, which is possible, obviously. Then we lose the plane, but I don't. We're betting. Yeah, that's going to be quite unlikely to happen, to be fair. So I'm going to risk it and just try and clear out some more German troops. Give Russia a little bit of breathing room for a second. In fact, I could also, let's do this as well. Let's go and hit Karelia on the way as well. So we're hitting Karelia, Archangel, South Africa, West Russia. That's pretty nice. And we safe here. There's 4 planes in range, 3 which can attack in one go. We can probably 4 defenders versus 4 defenders. Doesn't really make too much difference, to be fair. But I'll have more transports here, so I'm going to leave the majority here, so that's fine. I'll move these last 4 into France with these 2 transports here. Okay, cool. I think that's good. I'm going to just try and move the sub round and try and threaten these transports a little bit, but he's got 2 destroyers nearby, so that's probably not going to work too well. Okay, this is the only really. Well, these 2 are a bit risky, but I fucking hate when I click map. No, it's my mistake. Right, this one and this one. Okay, let's do it. How is our luck? Cool, that's a good start. Shame we took a hit back though. Yeah, we're just trying to slow down the Japanese because they're gonna continue to expand really quickly. Okay, that's good. So I'd like to yeah, slow them down as much as possible. Just buying time for Russia. This is a bit risky. Come on, nice. That's good. That's very good. And the last dodgy one, Archangel. Oh, West Russia. Okay. That's a shame, but it gives Russia a walk on, I suppose. Okay, fly you back. Let's put you somewhere safe. 38's gotta be. Good there, good there. Oh, that's devastating, man. That's devastating. These 2 are crappy. Yeah, I think we're good apart from that. Okay, one plane into water, tanks, artillery, infantry. Sweet. 31 to spend. Yeah, not particularly friendly that round for us there. It was pretty ugly. Fight at this stage is so valuable. I want to have, you know, as many as possible in France. That's 1 round completely lost of reinforcements to Moscow. Sorry, to Moscow. So yeah, not good, but there you go. That is the nature of the game. So I'll see you back for round 9. Okay, hi everyone, welcome back to round 9. I've just woken up, so I apologise if I sound extremely tired. I have to record now because I've got things to do today. So, right, let's crack on. Round 8, Greg. 1 fighter, 3 artillery, 10 infantry. Combat. Bombing the hell out of Russia. How many? 2, yeah. Vologda. Libya, pushing in, annoyingly. French Madagascar. And Transjordan. Okay, fair enough. Albritsr, round 8. 1 fighter, 2 artillery, 10 infantry. Still bombing Germany. Lost the bomber there, which is unfortunate, but we're still on 3. So not too bad. How did he get to southern? Oh, he blitzed it. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, on to round 9, Joe. 3 units. We're really lucky now. Russia's getting completely squeezed. Repaired some complex damage. Actually, did some combat. Okay. Okay, took out. What? Why? You don't use. You don't use tanks to take territory. You need that. That's a dead tank. Then you need that. That's the most valuable defensive unit he's got, and he's put it out to take Archangel. That's I have to say, a complete waste. Complete waste of a unit. Okay, well, there we go. On to Tony. 8 units deployed. 1 more than last time, unfortunately. Repaired some complex damage. Took West Russia. Karelia. Took it, which I'll probably try and take back now myself. Southern Europe. Yeah, took it, no problem. Italy as well, took it, no problem. Okay, on to me. So, right, I'm still going to keep up my 1 fighter production. That's perfect. And we're on 3 transports currently, so I've got 1 down in the south there. So, we'll do 3 for now. That's good. Yeah, I can actually do some stuff here. So let's just do... I have to use 2 on Karelia with all my air support. Maybe artillery now, actually. So that should be good for that. We'll probably walk in... I kind of want to hit... Or, sorry, drop some guys off Morocco to kind of prevent this a little bit. But I'd also like to take Baltic states, to be honest. Taking Italy as well. I'm assuming we're safe both ways here. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. I've noticed as well there's 1 Japanese transport vulnerable to my sub, so I don't think I'm going to get a better opportunity than this to take out something. So I'll take what I can while I can. That's very slightly slows down the flow of troops into Africa. So I'll take my prize here, but that'll be about all we're going to get from this sub, I think. Yeah, it's very unlikely I would have got anything more than 1 transport, so I'll take it. I think we're just gonna. I'm not going to push forward into Sudan, because obviously there's a lot of aircraft and things nearby that could drop onto us there. So I think I'm going to go to Belgian Congo first, assuming they're going to land in South Africa, and just maybe recapture a few things here. I can't fight for everything. I kind of need some more troops in Northern Africa. I think I might use my last transport down there. C-zone wise, I think 13 is safe. 1, 2, 3 is fine. These bombers are the only Axis bombers on the map, I believe. I'm missing one somewhere. And they can't reach. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they're way off. So we should just drop off here, just to kind of contest this a little bit. Yeah, but apart from that, I think we're okay. Yeah, shame about this, but I kind of need some troops, and I think I can't risk. We lost a fighter before going for something where we had, not enough numbers to cover. If they hit all their rounds, then we could lose a plane. I don't really want to make that mistake again. I'll take that risk again. I don't think it was a mistake, but I want to take that risk again. So I'm going to go for 4 units here first, which doesn't leave nothing for here, but that's fine. Okay, let's do that. I think we're all good. Nice. Clean take is brilliant. That's good. Italy, I'm hoping to have 3 units left here as well, if I'm honest, but... Okay, not a great start. Not a great start. Not a great start. Finally. Okay, cool. We got there in the end, and it was the one sole infantry that actually got the hit as well, which is unusual. Okay, clean round for us, that's good. Right, let's fly you into Moscow, move you over. Right, let's grab... Yeah, tank will be nice, we can blitz down here a bit. Let's move you down, move you back up. Yeah, we're safe, I believe, here. 2, 3... I hate when it happens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ah, okay. I'm gonna have to move some stuff over then. I'm just going to put everything there, I think. Leave the... I need to leave my carrier there, but I'm going to put everything there. I don't think they'd see that, to be honest. I don't think he'd notice that. And that's still a risky attack, to be fair. Maybe I don't do that entirely, actually. Maybe I just take off... Maybe I just put 1 over there. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4. But with lesser. Yeah, that's fine. Let's do that. Okay. That's good. Yeah, as Joe was mentioning in the Discord, Moscow is, yeah, very rapidly going to become, undefendable. So I think we are on the way out. We're just not making progress fast enough, to be honest. Yeah, we can't contain Germany quick enough, basically. They've still got 29 IPC national production, which is, as good as mine. They've still got decent force. We've only just overtaken them. The US has only just overtaken them in terms of actual power. So, yeah, we're not quite, not quite there. But we're getting somewhere. We've got 32 land units in France, which is almost as much as theirs. We've only got a better air force than they have, which is a good thing. So yeah, if we just have some more time, we could probably, we could overwhelm them eventually. But yeah, the Japanese are becoming very strong very quickly. They're on 53, which is huge already. And that's definitely more the Americans. They're more powerful than the Americans. So yeah, Japan are starting to run wild a bit. So I've got to try and help counter them a little bit down here. But yeah, it's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be enough. I think the race to kill, our race to kill Germany and the Axis' race to kill Russia first. I think the Axis is going to win, to be honest. I don't see a way to hold out. I'm doing what I can here, but yeah, I think it's... This is not good. That's not good. But yeah, anyway, there you go. That's my round 9. I'll see you for round 10. Okay, hi guys, welcome back to UK round 10. So it's the usual. Have a quick flick back at round 9. Okay, so for Greg, Japan 5 artilleries, 1 fighter, 8 infantry. The precious mounting. I'll just say now we've decided something that we're going to go for. So yeah, we're kind of at sort of the end of our road here. So we're going for an all-out play on Berlin, basically. So yeah, I think it's Japan will have Russia by next turn, but in the hopes that we can possibly take out Berlin. I'm not on the odds, so we're just sort of doing a last-ditch move because this game was already lost. I think it, to be fair, it was lost when we lost West Russia because that put us on such a back foot immediately. I think losing particularly all the planes as well, because obviously it crippled Russia in that sense as well, because Russia could not trade effectively anymore. So it's just So I think we're always on the back foot, having to fight back. But obviously it's Japan's become now way too strong. So the only hope now is to try and kill Germany if we can. So anyway, that's what am I doing? Japan round 9. So, bombed a bit Russia, moving forward obviously in Africa on both sides. I'm going to try and kill this with all the infantry I've got here. But I'm going to pull these guys out because I need maximum troops for the hit on Berlin. So, round 9, Albritsr, US, 1 bomber, 3 artillery, 8 infantry. Where was the... Okay, where did he deploy the bomber? Directly here would be a mistake. Yeah, that's a mistake. You need to have any airplanes. They need to be deployed in the furthest complexes. So the infantry, because we're missing an infantry now that could have been used here. We could have flown this bomber in easily. That's yeah. So yeah, this kind of thing you always want to have units being deployed there. Combat, just bomb Germany again, which is pretty nice. So yeah, heavy. 14 damage is pretty good. No bombers lost. Let's just have a quick look. Nice. Okay, so round 10, Joe. Russia down to 2 infantry. We really are struggling now. Obviously, the Japanese troops here are massing. So, in fact, actually, I think Japan might have Russia this round because I'm pulling out my fighters to hit Berlin. So I've not done the odds, but it's looking pretty nasty. There's only going to be 2 fighters left to defend, plus yeah, 29. I'm not sure. I'll have to do the math on it, but it looks dodgy to say the least. I think we've probably lost that now, actually. But gotta be done. So not so much to speak of. I can't believe that tank survived in Archangel. The Japanese should have definitely killed that. That was really surprising from both sides. Tony, Germany, round 10 infantry purchase. Sorry, 7 infantry purchase. With 13 points of damage repaired. Nice. So we are limiting them fairly well. What I'm going to do actually this round on my turn now is I'm going to limit. So I'm going to pull my troops out from Italy and Northwestern to try and bait them into maybe dropping an infantry in both of these. I'll ask the US to do the same just to try and maximise our chances. It's going to be tough, but do everything we can. So I've built 4 infantry, 4 artillery here. So that's the best I can do, really. There's no point adding planes. I think it's better to have numbers. We're just going to try and dent them as much as we can for the Americans. The Americans are going to have, I'm guessing like an all artillery or tank build here would be best, or even like just maximum deployment, maximum firepower, whatever you can manage for. Because we're going to attack next round. We're going to pull everything out we can, get set up, and then we'll attack next round. So 4 and 4 for me. Let's see what we can do. So let's hit this first of all. I can't use this plane. No, I can't. Cause I need everything for the fight against Berlin. So I'm going to just pull this back to 13, where I can pick it up with the carrier. Yep. Then that can reach Berlin from there. Again, in terms of attacking moves, I'm not going to do any attacking moves this round because we need everything we can nearby to Germany. So I'm going to pull everything back. Again, I'm surprised they left this sub here. It was a free kill. Not that I can do much with it. I mean, can we, as a last bait attack, should we try and take out the battleship? Fuck it, let's do it. Why not? Why not? Anything actually we can realistically do? I could go through here with infantry, but I may do that actually. I may do that. Because again, it may tempt him to take this out with a few infantry units. Possibly try and spend 1. Let's do that. Let's do that. Just trying to draw out any troops we can from Berlin. Okay, that's probably going to be it, to be fair. I don't think there's much more we can do, realistically. Okay. Let's see how we do. Okay, this would be nice just to kill off the remaining Japanese troops. Okay. Bad start for me. Better. I've seen this go badly so many times. Oh, okay, it worked out this time. It's so frustrating when you've got a big stack of attacking infantry and they just get wiped by one unit of infantry. Well, this is a long shot, to say the least. Bad start. There you go. Cool. Worth a shot. So I'm going to pull these guys back, because we need obviously all the troops we can for the attack. Let's grab you. Everything here. Let's grab this. I'm going to pull you back to there. Where can this sit comfortably? I'll just probably have to put them in Norway, I think, because I don't want to risk getting them hit by this. That's fine. Oh god, I cancelled it. Pull everything else out. Let's pull you down here. I'm going to keep that. Yes, that's fine, that's fine. So we have one. Okay, cool, that's good. I think that should be everything. Okay, cool. Well, we are set up the best we can. So 217, 233. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna probably work out the odds off record. I won't do it on recording, but I'm gonna try and work out the odds of actually hitting this. So based on what they can deploy, what the Japanese can reinforce with, if they see, I'm assuming they're going to see this coming. So obviously I've pulled back everything for this attack. So they should, if they're paying attention, they'll see it coming. So the Japanese should fly in whatever they can, which I think is just this fighter, and probably the bombers as well if they're being ultra cautious, which they probably should be. And then we'll see what they can do. So obviously I'm going to be slaughtered. I am just the the one going through the wall first to try and kill as many infantry as I can, and then hopefully the Americans can come by and clean up afterwards. The good thing is, in a sense, they've got some nice firepower. There's not a lot of firepower. Well, there is tanks, unfortunately. There's 9 tanks. And there is, I suppose, there'll be 5 fighters, which isn't great, but it could be a lot worse if the the Germans had their full air force, which is normally 5 fighters, so they are understacked a little bit with planes. So we should have we've got 4 bombers, which is nice. 5, if these survive, which I doubt they will, we'll have 7 fighters, but more likely to be 5 fighters, 4 bombers, good number of infantry. Hopefully we'll just stack it with whatever we can. How much has he got to spend? He's got 46 to spend, so that's... Ooh. Yeah, you could go for like 4 fighters and 2 infantry there, potentially. Maybe 3 fighters and some tanks or something. Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, that's my round 10. So I think this game will probably be decided one way or the other. More likely to be one way, to be honest. The game should be over by round 11, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, that's my round 10. See you back for round 11. Okay, welcome back to round 11. Community game number 11. Let's have a quick look back at round 10 before we do our suicidal attack on Berlin. So, Greg, Japan, 6 artilleries, 1 fighter, 7 infantry. Combat raided Russia. He's taken Morocco and Archangel. Okay. Albritsr, 5 tanks. Yeah, so he maximised everything he could. Fair enough. Combat just bombed Germany. Ooh. Yeah, it's probably still a good move. Unfortunately, we lost a bomber there, but yeah, there we go. But it's going to make it. What did I actually deploy? Okay, 7 again. Fair enough. Okay, anyway, on to round 11. Joe, down to 1 infantry, 8 complex points of repair. Nothing much to speak about. This is probably the last time I even mentioned Russia, to be honest. I think it's about to die. Obviously, I think there's too many Japanese forces. I'm not sure. They've got enough to take it out. I'm sure they have. Anyway, on to Germany. Tony, 7 infantry. Been the same for a while. Repaired some stuff. Didn't take our bait to go for Italy, which was a smart move. Obviously, he blitzed out in and out of Northwestern, which is fair enough. But yeah. Unfortunately, he didn't go for these 2, but yeah, he probably saw it coming. So anyway, yeah, mobilised, and the final count is 48, essentially infantry, 9 tanks, 3 fighters, 5 fighters total. So we're going to get pretty slaughtered in the initial attack, but I'd like to kill as many infantry as I can. There's what, 43 infantry essentially, 6 tanks. Yeah, not a huge amount, I'll be honest, not a huge amount. I've not done the odds based on what I could. We'll do the odds afterwards, and I'm sure have a look. But I don't think it's going to look too friendly, I'll be honest. Because I assume we're going to get... We might not get wiped in one go. It's likely we... no, it's not. I don't think we'll get wiped in one round, but it's probably a two-round wipe, so we've got to try and get some good hits in that first round, basically. So, 10 would be nice, I suppose. Even more than that, actually, maybe 12, 13. I've not done the calculations based on what I should get here. What's the average, rolls I'll get, but anyway. So, there is also a danger I lose my fleet here as well, because I can't put the carrier into Season 5. I only need 2 cruisers, and the Japanese will have a chance to kill my transports, which is kind of annoying, actually. I had to pick up this fighter, but yeah. The Americans moved all their fleet back, so it's kind of left me a little bit stranded, but I've got to go for it. So I'll play positive and assume we won't lose our fleet. Get some follow-up attackers. Not that it'll make much difference. If this attack goes badly, then we've lost the game anyway, so it won't really matter too much. Let's do that. Okay. Let's check the map notes, make sure nope, not missing anything. Okay, here we go. This is a fairly sizable force attacking. We've got 32 units, it's not too bad. So yeah. I think 15 would be a nice number to get here. Aim for 15. I'm not sure what the odds are on getting 15 are, but we'll hope for 15. See what we can do. Anyway, let's roll. Let's roll. Anything else I can do around the map? I think that's pretty much all we can do, isn't it, to be fair? Definitely not missing any units anywhere. Nope. Yeah, I would agree with that. Okay. Let's see how we do. Okay, one hit there. Anti-air loss, that's unfortunate. Pretty bad, I think. We've killed the anti-air guns though, which is nice. 70, Jesus Christ. Yeah, but as I said, wiped in pretty much one more round. Damn, okay. Ouch. Pretty bad. Pretty bad. 37, so not great. We killed the anti-air guns though, which is nice though, because they probably shouldn't have been... Well, I guess he's doing it to stay alive as long as possible. I suppose he's trying to keep his infantry numbers up. So it means all the American aircraft are going to be safe, which is nice, so that they're guaranteed to be in the fight until the end. So I'm going to quickly do the calculations and see what our odds are. I don't think it looks particularly good, if I'm reading it right, but maybe I'm reading it wrong. Okay, so I've got 157, Jesus. Painful. I'll just quickly move my things anyway. That's the one move I can do. Okay, so I'll quick look at the odds, and assuming that Japan moves everything in they can. Okay, that's actually better than I thought. Yeah, misread it. I think, yeah, we've got about a 75% chance of taking it, which is fantastic. So that's actually really, really good. Cool. I mean, it's not guaranteed by any means. That's not a guarantee, but still, that's fairly cool. So if we can take this, that'll be pretty huge. Pretty huge, because there's very little follow-up, at least initially. Maybe not, actually. Yeah. We kind of need the Japanese to not kill my fleet here, which is actually really dangerous. Because if they kill the fleet, which I think they should do, they've only got 2... Yeah, they 100% should go for my fleet here. Because if they take 2 hits, they can just take the bombs as casualties and still land the fighters into Berlin. But it's worth it for killing my follow-up, because obviously if I have these transports alive, and if we take Berlin, then I can just reinforce with 8 units, which are going to be huge. This load of Japanese troops moving in soon. We're going to need some follow-up pretty soon. So yeah, that's crucial. So I would expect this to die, to be honest. If it does, we're in a bit of a pickle, because there's very few units coming from the US. They're obviously all being deployed here, and we're not going to be able to really get things out. I probably should. Oh no, that's a mistake. I should have deployed here, shouldn't I? I should have deployed 3 units here. Yeah, that's a mistake. Because playing positively would have assumed that the US had taken Berlin, so I should have deployed here and had at least 3 units to attack with, if nothing else. Yeah, misplay by me there, that's unfortunate. But we'll see. They may not go for the fleet, they might just go pure defensive and just go straight into Berlin, which is what I'm hoping they'll do, but yeah, we shall see. Anyway, good chance for Berlin at least, that's going to be key. And if we take it nicely, we may have enough in there after the actual battle to secure it from the Japanese anyway, but we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, that's round 11. I'll see you back for round 12. So there was never really a round 12. We decided to call it there. Just a quick note, I've never actually heard that victory music, or I suppose it's defeat music from our perspective, for the Axis. Is that new? Feels like it is. Interesting. Anyway, yeah, there we go. That was community game number 11. As you can see, we failed to take Berlin. We had odds to take it, but unfortunately, we just got some really bad rolls on the actual attack. So yeah, that was our last chance. I think at this point, it's just there's no way back because, although funnily enough, Moscow is still alive, which we were very surprised at. Berlin at this point can't really be taken. Yeah. So Germany's still got to go. They can still deploy here. I can have a pot, but I won't be able to take it. And then the Japanese are free to reinforce. And at that point, it becomes impossible. So yeah, and Russia's also on the Brits on the brink of being destroyed. So there's just yeah, it was inevitable. Japan's too powerful. But there we go. That was the game. I think overall, there was a few. There was one major mistake, which was the loss of West Russia. And the over-aggressive trading of these back provinces and leaving West Russia vulnerable. That was a problem. That put us on a very heavily on the back foot for the rest of the game. But some good fortune on our side let us stay in the game and actually mount a fairly strong attack on Berlin, which if the odds had been in our favour we would have taken it, and that would have been a very different game. Japan may have taken back possibly, but then we had some follow-up, so yeah, it would have been interesting. That would have been quite a fun game. I think we may have been able to do it. I think I always say it's difficult for Japan to beat the Allies if the Allies control Berlin on its own, particularly if Germany still controls Karelia and the Caucasus when they die, because it means the Japanese have got very limited deployment zones near Berlin. We've obviously got a shit ton. So, yeah, it would have been a very different game, I think, if we'd have actually taken it then and there. But we did not, unfortunately. There we go. So, yeah, interesting game. I think we all played... The Axis definitely played better. The Allied side, I think our problem, and the problem with most community games on the Allied side, is there was very little coordination and discussion between us as a team, which is never great when you're... a 3-player Allied team. You need to be thinking about all the moves that are going to join together and make a strong defense. So we didn't really discuss too much during the game, which was probably our downfall, and help each other out. Cause I think we all made mistakes throughout the game, myself included. So it could have been we played a lot better. But there we go. It was good fun. I still enjoyed it, and well played to the Axis. Good game, and I'll see you for the next one. Take care.